Yo, run it back.
Welcome to episode 8 of Run It Back Podcast. This is Dan. I got Keith and Kev with me.
Long time.
It's been a minute, people.
Good to be back. We've got 2 weeks worth of stuff to cover again, so bear with us if the podcast goes over the usual time. I guess we can jump right into the music to start, since we got a bunch of albums that we gotta cover.
Again, another week.
A lot of drops.
A lot of music, man.
Hey
a lot
man,
of music.
A lot of flops too.
A lot of flops.
that's the climate we're in. Every week.
Are there flops this week? Or last week too?
A few. We'll get into them.
True, okay.
Alright, let's start with Tee Grizzley. Still My Moment. What are your thoughts?
Keith, you want to open up?
Yeah, so this is like one of those, all these rappers are new to me. And listening to Tee Grizzley after not hearing any of his stuff surprised me. This sounded like, and you might disagree with me, this sounded like a Meek Mill Dream Chasers type album to me. Agree, disagree, I don't care. But the way this whole song and whole album played out, it was very, very good in regards to like an album that I would bump to when I'm working out or whenever I'm playing ball. This is really one of those bump.
That's one of those.
It's one of those. It's hard, bro. I love it.
I mean, Tee Grizzley is having a moment right now. He's one of those up and coming guys that he's everywhere. Not quite to the same effect that Lil Baby or Gunna are. I think he's going to be around for a while. This album, for me, was a bit of an intro because I've only heard him in singles and whatnot. Solid effort. I think it's a solid attempt at start. I don't feel like he's really brought anything super new to the table, but he's got a dope vibe. I like the song Wake Up with Chance. And the Migos features, the one with Quavo and Offset, are nice. And then he's good on his own, too. It's something to be said about a lot of southern rappers where it's kind of hard to understand them. It's not really the case with T. He actually enunciates, and like the way he delivers bars is quite clear, which I like. But overall, same problem with a lot of southern rappers. Way too many tracks.
Yeah. This is the second project that I've heard from Tee Grizzley, so I was kind of looking forward to this. He does have a lot of dope songs, and I think one thing about him is definitely his energy, right? Mm-hmm. As you said, Keith, I was listening to this album in the gym, and once I finished it, I wanted to move on to some of the other albums that I wanted to check out, but I couldn't do it. He was just getting me going. That energy, like, yeah. I skipped to one of the other albums. I don't remember what it was. I was like, nah, I can't listen to this right now. I gotta go back and listen to Tee Grizzley. And I kind of know what you mean by the Dream Chaser analogy that you use, and I think it does have to do a lot with the energy on the album.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like Meek Mill might be dropping something soon too, I hear.
We'll get into that. Oof. I got that.
Can't wait.
With the energies, I mean, I don't think it's quite what Meek has, because Meek has a bit of an emotional depth. And with T, I still feel like he's more of a turn-up kind of... He has his conscious moments, but for the most part, it's that southern trap.
Yeah, for sure. No, he's super dope. And this is the project that came out last week, actually. So...
yeah.
From the projects that came out last week, this was one of the ones that really stood out to me. I fuck with it a lot.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
And the one with Chance the Rapper, like Kevin said, that one surprised me. Because at first, before I even listened to the song, I was like, wait, Chance the Rapper? And then when I listened to the song, I was surprised. It was super dope. Let me see if that's all I have to say about it. Yeah, I guess we could rate it and move on.
Ratings.
I'd give it a 3 out of 5 and a repeat for me, for sure.
Keith?
Yeah, I would do the same. I would give it a 3 out of 5. Definitely a repeat for me. Workout, gym, for sure.
This is tough. I think it's between a 2.5 and a 3. Leaning... It's close to a 3, but not quite. I think it's a 2.5, but I'd still repeat it.
So I guess we'll start with the projects that released last week, get those out of the way, and then we can talk about the ones that came out this week. Trippie Red, his project is called A Love Letter to You 3. So before I ask you guys your thoughts, for me personally, it was kind of tough to go through it. And it might have been because I started with the Tee Grizzley album and then I moved on to Trippie Red, and then it wasn't how can I say it? It wasn't like matching the expectations of the previous album that I was listening to. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I couldn't get into it. It was hard for me to listen to it. What are you guys' thoughts?
Like for me, his last album, Life's a Trip, right? That was the last one he put out. I didn't like that album. That was one of the first albums that I listened to of Trippie Red. I was never a fan of him, and after that album, it left a bad taste in my mouth, and I wasn't really someone that would look for an album by Trippie Red. But this one, I honestly enjoyed it. I liked it. This was like the first album that I listened to the week the whole album's released, and it was nice. It was very slow for me, but it picked up a little bit, and I enjoyed it a lot. It was more of like a comic. It was not like a turn up type music for sure at all. But no, I definitely liked a few of the tracks on this album for sure.
I generally like Trippie Red. I think this was I agree with Keith. It's a slightly better project than the other one. Although the other one had a fire freestyle, that Trippie Red freestyle he did. I can't remember the name, but as a cohesive project, this is a better one. Mainly because I don't like a lot of the weird emo moaning that he was doing in the last album, and I think that's what probably turned Keith away from it as well. That being said, I think it's not perfect. There's a few tracks I don't really care for, but all in all, it's a solid project, and I would probably give it a 3 out of 5. It'd be a repeat.
Yeah, I can't even remember what I gave his last album. I think I gave it a 2.5. But for this album, definitely, it's not a repeat for me. It's a keep. I would give it a 3 out of 5 as well. You give it a 3 out of 5?
Yeah, 3 out of 5.
Okay,
and you're right, keep. It's rather than a repeat.
I think the mistake I made was I started with the good album and then I moved on to this.
That's a problem, bro. Yeah, you got to be unbiased when it comes to like.
Now that I think about it, I should have started the ones where I knew it wasn't gonna be that good, and then move on to the other one.
This ain't easy. Yeah, especially for me. Like I watch a lot of movies, and when movies come out, I try to keep it because we compare it to whatever comes out that week, and that's a problem that we're having. Reviewing these albums.
And I listened to it back to back too. Like I listened to Tee Grizzley, and then right when it finished, I tried to go to this. I was like, "Yo, I can't do this right now."
Like I went from Trippie Red to Tee Grizzley, and then what was the other album that came out?
The Jordan Hollywood one.
Yeah, the Jordan Hollywood one. Oof, that carried together. That flowed perfectly.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
All right. I guess to get the ratings out of the way, right now I'm giving it a 2 out of 5, and I still think I'm being generous. And it's a keep for me because I don't think I listened to it properly.
How does that make sense?
I feel like you haven't taken in Trippie Red properly. He has this lane, and it's not quite. It definitely pairing with Tee Grizzley was not gonna work.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Tee Grizzley is still very conventional trap, sort of southern rap music. Trippie he's like to rock music. He's like emo / punk.
Yeah, I can see that
of rap. Right, and him and Juice have definitely like carved their own lane here. They try different things. They're more melodic, and it's the subject matter is very different. But at the same time, they can go in.
Yeah, I like the features. Like when he's featured on some of other artists that I listen to, I always enjoy his features.
He was on Joji's album.
Yeah, but for some reason I couldn't get into this project, and that's why I'm putting it as a keep and not a delete because I feel like I should go back and listen to it and see if I change it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but the hardest part is that like so much music comes out. I say this about a lot of projects. Like keep. I'm gonna go back listen to it. Next thing you know, boom, you got like 5-6 things to listen to.
Like Kev, it's hard to keep up with some of these albums.
It gets lost in the sauce.
It's way too hard.
Ain't enough time in the world, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. We don't got that.
That's why we're here. We're trying to cut the bullshit for the audience.
Yeah,
right?
man, for sure.
Yeah. So I say keep for now, but who knows if I get the time to go back.
True.
Moving on, they dropped Fireside. This was super dope. What are you guys' thoughts?
This is a must listen. I
100%.
really like They. I fuck with They. Every track was dope except the Wiz Khalifa one. I have a theory. Wiz Khalifa is on the biggest songs, but he's the part I hate the most about these songs. That Fast and Furious soundtrack, fire without his verse. Every time I get to his verse, I'm just like, nah,
alright
fuck
still.
that shit.
Hey man, it's been a long time without you, my friend.
But was that not a fire hook?
Of course.
And as soon as Wiz came on, I'm like, what is this garbage? It doesn't even fit. And this is exactly the same problem with the song that they open with on Fireside. Crazy, like, melodies, excellent cadences, and just, like, it's well-structured, strong. And then you know a rap verse is coming, and then you hear Wiz's verse, and you're just like, well, fuck.
100% they could have replaced them with someone else, and it would have been so much more fire.
He is the most replaceable rapper.
I agree.
Ooh.
I agree.
Yeah?
100%.
True.
He doesn't bring anything memorable. He what it is lowest common denominator. White kids love that shit, and it's just good enough to pass over the beat.
Unless you do like
you don't
a
miss it.
weed type of song, then there's only a handful of artists that you can use. Then in that lane, I could see him being utilized. But on other songs, Kevin's completely right. He can be replaced by anyone. Look at the features on this project. Jesse
Every song
Reyes,
has a
Jeremiah,
feature. It's
Vic
only 6
Mensa.
songs.
Yeah, but I like that actually. 6 songs. It's easy
It's an
for you
EP,
to
right?
get through.
So-
Yeah, it's easy for you to get through. Also, if you like it, you can easily repeat.
Yeah, I enjoy that. I enjoy like small, short albums like that.
So that being said, circling back to and their project as a whole, I was a little worried when I saw there was all these features. But then
Everybody
after
did
going
their
through
thing.
it, save for Wiz Khalifa, I thought they integrated it quite well.
I agree.
In terms of compared to their previous project, I think this was a different step in a different direction. This is not what I expect from them.
It's a different vibe.
It's a different vibe. They still have some of the tracks that are close to that root. Like What I Know Now with Wiz, that's more close to the original vibe. Tell Me is a bit closer to their original vibe. But they tried some really dope things and it came out really dope. Like the track with Jesse Reyes, Broken,
Fire.
is really good. The track with Gallant, Rockville Station, is probably my favorite.
The Ty Dolla $ign one is really dope too.
The Thai one was dope, and I was worried because I find he's hit or miss. Sometimes I don't think he adds to a song. And in this case, I don't know. Like, he didn't make a huge impact, but he didn't take away from it. So I'm fine with it.
Yo, I was
Overall-
gonna say
Yeah.
that Ty Dolla $ign usually kills the features.
Yes.
And he's been criticized for being so good on other people's songs, and then his own projects aren't that great.
For the most part, I'd agree with this, but I don't think he added much to this. To the track is called 18 Months. I don't think he added much because I listened to it and waited for the Thai part, but I like for a second I just zoned out and missed it completely.
Turn Siri off, bro. What
Siri?
the fuck you
Siri
doing?
trying to get into this podcast? What is she
We
saying?
apologize.
The CIA is
Being a
listening.
bitch.
CIA is listening, guys.
Yo, Siri must have heard this album. She's trying to put her 2 cents in.
CIA
To
is...
sum up, definitely worth the listen. It's a great project.
100%.
I'm just gonna jump in with my rating. Their first project was a 4.5 to me. This is probably a 4, but it's a definite repeat.
I agree. 4 and a repeat for me too. Oh, before we move on, actually go ahead, do your rating, and then I'll
I listened to it like once through and I enjoyed it. Trying to get through all these albums, it was tough. This was
I
a 6-song, 17 minutes. I like that. And no, I agree with everything you guys said. You guys said it perfectly. I would give it a 4 out of 5. I would say keep. It was not a repeat for me.
So
Vic Mensa's verse though,
yeah,
that was
I know.
pretty crazy.
Fuck, 2 things I gotta say, because these weren't even on the docket, but it just popped into my head.
Yeah.
1, Kanye was ahead of his time with the whole 7-song project thing, because now having so many projects to listen to, the short ones are so easy to get through, and if you like it, they're so easy to repeat. Now I can kind of see what Kanye was doing with the whole 7-song thing, and when it first came out, he received so much criticism. They're like, yo, 7 songs, what kind of album is that? But now I kind of wish a lot of artists would keep it to like 8 to 10 to 12 range instead of like 15, 18, or 20 songs.
Yeah,
I
man.
agree with all the trash people put out. I think it's good that you condense your albums and sort of focus your message, right?
And the other thing I was gonna say is that Vic Mensa, since Kevin brought it up, has a really dope interview on Breakfast Club where he talks about mental health. I'm not gonna get into it, but if you guys have time, definitely check that out. Super powerful.
So we had to bring up Kanye.
I just had to because I was like, yo, that
Hey, man.
short album thing, you gotta
I
give it
Did you a
appreciate that.
favor.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, man, Yeezus. Top 3.
All right, Jordan Hollywood, some guy that I haven't really listened to before. This was the first project I was checking out. The name of it is called Finally. I'll start with you guys, Keith.
Yeah.
What you think?
Like, you told me to listen to this album, man. You told me, first song, play that right now. Finally.
He goes right in.
Woof. That was fire. That hooked me. This was me coming off Tee Grizzley and listening to this. It was good. I enjoyed every track of it, to be honest with you. I didn't find any track that I didn't like. It was something that definitely I'm gonna like further listen to because I didn't get a full listen to it. I listened to it once through, but I liked every track of it for sure. Just driving and listening to it in my car, it was an enjoyable album for sure.
So one thing with me is like when I check out these new artists, I love the whole feeling of being surprised. Like you listen to something new and you have zero expectations of it and it completely exceeds your expectations and you're like, holy shit, this guy's dope. Right off the bat, the first song you're saying, what got me was he has some NBA bars in it talking about this and that, stepping over like AI. He talked about it like somewhere in the album. Those little bars had me. I was like, all right, this guy's dope.
Yeah, someone relatable, right? You know what
Yeah.
they're talking about.
Kev, what'd you think?
Pleasantly surprised. I was a little hesitant just because I hadn't heard of him. B, he was on QC, and I don't know. So QC's very hit or miss for me.
Yep.
But I think I was just surprised they had someone with this kind of depth on their roster. There was a lot of variety in his sound. I feel like he still hasn't quite found his own niche yet. Because he sounds like Tory sometimes. He sounds like other people sometimes. But I think this was a really solid start. I really enjoyed this through and through.
Yeah, good intro to him as an artist, you know. He had the melodies, he had the bars, but I can kind of see what you mean, but like he hasn't found the sound or his lane yet. But
So for those of you who haven't heard of Jordan Hollywood, to describe his sound, how would you guys describe it? For me, he came off as sort of the R&B trappers. That's sort of like what I think of, like Tory or Bryson. That's that kind, but less melodic and more trap.
Tory, I could kind of see because Tory raps as well, and he had songs where he
Yeah.
was straight on rapping.
Bryson,
I don't know.
I think it's more the production.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
no,
very
yeah, yeah.
But I mean, yo, those two guys, if you're comparing them to them, those are two heavy
Those
hitters
are
that you're comparing
big
them.
time, A-list.
That's true.
If you haven't heard of him, it's definitely worth your listen. Check it out. It's something new. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, there's a lot of other music that you can listen to.
I think you guys will like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Give it a listen.
Give it a try.
Ratings?
Ratings. I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5, and it's a repeat.
Yeah, I would also give it a 3.5 out of 5. I did like it. I would say repeat as well for me.
I almost wanted to give it a 4, but after a couple of listens, I realized it was very derivative of other sounds. But I like the vibe, and I like what he's going for. So it's a 3.5, and definite repeat.
Yeah, I agree. When I first heard it, I was leaning towards a 4 too. But then when I listened to it more, it kind of went down for me. Do you guys think we need to explain this keep and repeat shit that we're doing?
Just give him a quick summary.
Sum it up.
All right, so if you're a new listener, usually we rate the albums out of 5. But what we just started doing is we decide whether we want to keep the album, repeat it, or delete it. So that's why you guys are hearing us saying if we're going to keep, repeat, or delete.
Like some albums might get a 4, and that's a keep. We won't repeat it. But like, say for instance, like this album, we gave it a 3.5. We said it's a repeat. So it doesn't always have to be like a 4 or 5 album to get a repeat out of it, I think.
I think it's just to help the audience because it's a bit of a nuance, right? Because some albums are fire, they're artistic masterpieces, but you're never gonna listen to it on the daily.
Yeah.
Like To Pimp a Butterfly, great project, but I'm not gonna bump that every day.
Yeah.
But some other projects are not masterpieces like a lot of Migos' stuff, but it's gonna get a lot of play, right?
Yeah,
For sure.
All right, I guess. Wait, also, Little Durk came out last week, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Found him out.
Hold on. I have a little Durk theory that I need you guys to hear out. This is what I came up with.
Everybody listen.
Shh. So Kev, Little Durk started as a drill rapper. You remember, right?
Fact.
He came out around the same time Chief Keef was popping, and that drill music was like a new sound to the music industry.
Yes.
And that's the type of music he was doing, right?
Yes.
This album, though, all melodic.
Yes.
All melodies. So this is what I think happened. Let me get into it.
I didn't know this. Okay, go ahead.
So Little Durk was dating Dej Loaf. Do you guys know this?
I don't know this.
He was.
Heard a little bit.
Okay. So he was dating Dej Loaf. And then Jacquees, he's a super dope R&B artist. Mm-hmm. He dropped a joint project with Dej Loaf. And they were talking about how, like, they were basically in love. Like, all this sex and shit. And trust me, if you listen, it's a super dope project. You guys should listen to it.
Should we now?
You should listen to it. It's super fire, right? But it's like sex.
Look
music.
at Kevin rolling his eyes.
Listen, this is where I'm going with it. I feel like after Jacquees did that project with Dej Loaf, his sound changed completely. He stopped doing the whole rapping shit and just run straight for the melodies.
You're saying man put down the guns and he's compensating now.
He's like, yo, if this bitch likes the melodies, let me do it.
Just to get this out there, everyone, Dan is very into conspiracy theories.
Yo,
just putting that out there for the fans.
Leave it at that.
If someone followed this timeline the way, like, I know, or the way it's gone, they'll kind of know what I'm talking about. It's a good theory.
Okay.
It's a good theory. And they're not together anymore.
We'll put it out to the audience. For those of you who are in the know, what's going on? What's going on? Is it really
happening?
like what's happening with Durk? He dropped the guns for pussy?
Hey, man. How did he go from a drill artist to all these melodies and shit, right?
Artists can evolve.
Hey, man.
They get a little money. They're suburban kids now.
Hey, the pussy can evolve you too, though.
Oh, alrighty.
Leave it at that.
Leave it at that.
Fuck it. Moving on.
Durk.
So, I saw a lot of artists praising this album. A lot of people. Ty Dolla $ign, Meek Mill, bunch of like big, super dope artists, right? And when I saw that, I didn't really understand. I was like, yo, what are these people seeing in this project that I'm not seeing?
Yeah.
Right? I gave it 2 listens. There's songs in there that I definitely fuck with, but as an overall project, 20 songs, first of all, that's way too much, right? I just couldn't see it.
It's an hour and 11
I couldn't see
11 minutes.
what these people were praising so much. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
I got through it once, and it was not easy to listen to. It was long as fuck, and I honestly couldn't get through all of it, to be honest with you.
Yo, like the song with Gunna, number 2, Don't Talk to Me, the song with Ty Dolla $ign and A Boogie, the one with Kevin Gates and Kodak, those ones are super dope. But I just named like 4 or 5 songs out of 20, so...
All of them with features.
That's like worse than Shaq's free throw percentage.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't get into it. I really couldn't see why people were hyping it so much, but that's just me. If you listen to it, you might have a different opinion.
So... I've been on Durk since the early drill days when Chief Keef, Durk, and all those guys were out. And I actually really fuck with that sound. With that being said, Durk, I think, did the right thing in moving to a different direction. I think if this project was cut in half, it would be a much better project. The problem is, even though it's a new and it's a fresh sound, all of the tracks sound the same after 12 or 13 of them. It's not like he switched it up enough to justify melodies. 20 tracks, right? So with that, I'd say it was a good attempt. I think he faltered with the length. He could have filtered it out a bit. I like the tracks that Dan mentioned. I do like a couple of the singles, not singles, but the solo songs that he did.
Oh yeah, the song "Preach" number 9. I just seen it. That one was dope too.
I agree. But really, like to really sum it up, it's a new direction for a drill rapper. I think it's tough to make that transition and do melodic when you come from this hard, just drill rap environment. But I think Durk did it well. The problem is he just tried to do too many of the same things, and because of that, it was really hard to get through. So rating-wise, I would say it's between 2.5 and a 3. For me, it's probably it's gonna be a 2.5, and I'm probably not gonna play it again.
So before I rate it, I totally forgot that Chris, our boy Chris, the real Cure, he did track number 17, I believe, right? So
that track is fire, though.
Yeah, shout out to Chris again.
Did it for the streets.
I would agree with Kev. I was leaning between 2 and 2.5.
What'd you say? Delete?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You delete it?
I'd give it a 2 out of 5, and it's a delete for me as well.
If you cut the album in half, it might be a keep or a repeat and a 3, but I think it's just too damn fucking long. Like, by track 10, I was just like, okay, I get it.
Also, I have to agree with you because drill music is not really popping in the industry anymore, so I definitely commend him for trying to experiment and expand his sound. And yeah, that's all I got.
I just want to add, it's just like, it takes a certain mentality to constantly be doing drill music, and it's not a good one. So if you're able to branch out, good for you, man. Like, I'm glad you're eating.
Yeah.
No, you guys know about this more than I do, bro. You guys been following him since time. For me, listening to him for the first time, couldn't get into it. Yeah, man. For me, listening to an album with 20 songs, an hour and 11 minutes, I can go watch an episode of Narcos. Like, I'm not trying to listen to an album for that long. Give it a 2 out of 5. Delete for me. It's not in my library anymore. Goodbye.
Yeah, 20 songs, way too much. Like, we always talk about this. The amount of music that gets released every week, right?
Yeah, man. We talked about it. Even Maul talked about it on Joe Budden.
Too much music coming out, right? If you can't capture the audience, they'll just move on to the next project. There's so much other music to listen to, right? You got to keep that in mind. I think that's all the projects from last week that we were going to cover, right?
Oh, whoa. Lil Wayne dropped 3 tracks, too.
Oh, yeah. And his album went platinum.
Did it?
Yeah.
True. Yeah, definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Man, waited enough years for that to come out.
5
Hasta
years
la
in the
vista.
making.
In This House. What About Me with Post Malone instead of... Who's on that track? I can't remember.
I think I listened to one of those songs.
I don't know.
I listened to one out of those 3 songs, but the other thing is, Tory Lanez, he has a remix coming with Lil Wayne, and he played a snippet of it on his IG. That shit sounded fire, so I can't wait for that to come out. You listen to the Lil Wayne songs?
Yeah, I did listen to them. They're all pretty good. I can see why he didn't put it in there.
Yeah.
It was already a pretty long album.
Already 25 songs on there.
23. Yeah, 23 songs. Yeah, so a lot. No, definitely. But yeah, I can see why he left them out there, even though Post Malone had his own feature on one of the songs. But no, definitely definitely 3 good songs, I believe.
Yeah.
Just to bring it out there.
So this week's releases, should we start with Anderson .Paak?
Started with it.
Anderson .Paak dropped Oxnard.
Okay, wait, give me a second. Let me just say something.
Go ahead.
This is not a conspiracy theory, though, by the way.
Is it not?
Maybe. What? I want to ask y'all a question. Who do y'all think Anderson .Paak... How do you say Anderson .Paak?
Paak.
How do y'all Paak, eh? 1 Paak, 2 Paak, 3 Paak, 4. Anyways,
move on.
All right. Well, who do you think he sounds like as a rapper?
Kendrick Lamar.
Yes, okay. That's exactly who I thought. I'm like, yo, am I listening to Kendrick right now?
But the thing is, a little bit. I can see why you guys say that. But I think he kind of has his own lane. I think the way his music, like, there's not too many people in the industry that make music like that. Like, his melodies and his bars, okay, I can kind of see where the Kendrick comparison comes from. But, like, his melodies, like, they're pretty unique.
No, yeah, definitely.
I completely agree with that. I don't think there's a single artist who's as popping on the West Coast as Anderson is. He is literally everywhere. If he's not a feature, if he's not the main, he's definitely been a ghostwriter or writing credits for you. So he's having a moment right now. And salute to this guy. I remember when he was Breezy Lovejoy and he was playing drums for Dumbfounded on YouTube.
Jeez.
That was like back in
Korean
06, 07.
connection.
Can you imagine this? If this guy was still putting out albums as Breezy Lovejoy, what a shitty name. Thank God he changed it.
Super dope album. A lot of good songs on here. That Pusha T song.
He's got Kendrick.
He's got Pusha,
Jeez.
Cole, Snoop Dogg, Dr.
Yeah.
Dre.
Oh my goodness.
BJ the Chicago Kid.
That was a fire verse, by the way.
Yo,
by
that
DJ.
Pusha T song though, as soon as the beat, like the song started and I heard the beat, I was like, yo, this song's gonna be crazy. That's one of my favorite. J. Cole one is dope as well.
Crazy Feature is just a great project. It's got everything. It's got a really dope West Coast vibe, and Dre produced it. Like, how can you deny that the quality of it when Dr. Dre puts a stamp on it, right?
Yeah, he mixed it and stuff as well.
I will say I was a little worried after the first 2.5 tracks. I was getting a little bored, and
Same.
But then I think it took a turn for the better after probably especially in the second half. It was much
definitely finished so much stronger than it started.
Yeah, definitely good.
Yeah, the first two songs, I was like, oh shit, is it gonna be a flop? And then, because I knew the Kendrick one, number 3, was good, and then when I kept listening, I was like, okay, this album is dope. Super fire. There's jazz here. Again, the features are dope. He has bars. He has the melodies. Completely worth your time to check out if you haven't
the whole
listened to him. Yeah. And if this is the first project that you're listening, make sure you go back and listen to all his other stuff as well.
Venice and Malibu. They're better than this project.
100%.
But these are fire.
100%. I guess I'll start with the ratings. Let's see. I would give it a 4, and it's a repeat for me.
Keith?
Yeah, this is an album, a totally different artist for me. Someone who I never listened to, and I would definitely give this 4 out of 5 as well. I would agree with Dan, and definitely a repeat.
I'm not quite sure if I want to give this a 4, because to me, Malibu's a 4, Venice was 4.
Those are 4.5s to me, I think. Those two are super dope. They're better than this for sure.
I'm
not trying to influence
track,
your rating.
the J. Cole track, the BJ track, those make me want to give it like a 4, 4.5. But then I feel like the beginning was so slow, I have to give it a 3.5. But it's still a definite repeat.
No, I respect that.
But that Pusha song and that J. Cole song, you gotta
So
fucking play
dope.
those.
Moving on, I guess we can go with 88 Glam. This is their sophomore project, I believe, called 88 Glam 2.
They're a group?
Two guys.
Two guys, okay.
Yeah, two
I don't know
guys.
this.
Derek Wise, and who's the other dude?
I don't know who the other dude is. I know Derek Wise. But is this the first one you listened to?
Every album is like almost the first one I'm listening to.
Their first album is called 88 Glam. That one is so much better than this. That one
Really?
is fire.
I like this. I
That
really
one,
like this.
I like this too, but that one is fire.
I think that this was better than Anderson's.
Jeez. I don't know.
I might have to throw
I haven't
this.
listened to this, but that's a pretty big statement.
pretty big
'cause
statement.
88 Glam is dope, but not that dope.
Considering that this song only has 2 features, and it's 14 songs, 42 minutes, I think, considering all of that, I think this was a better album. I
Let
think
it
this...
be known, Keith supports the Mandems.
Listen. Hey, man, I support
Toronto.
the Mandems.
Go back and listen to the.
I didn't even know they're from Toronto. Okay, then.
Yeah.
Hey,
Go back and listen to the first
I respect
one.
y'all.
If you like this,
Don't come for me. I'm a suburban.
if you like this, you'll definitely like the first one.
Okay, then. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. No, I like this album a lot. It's this was coming after Anderson. I was playing this album on the long drive. After Anderson, I just put this on. This was next on the docket, and I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot.
I think it's the. How can I put this? It's like the overall vibe or like the type of music that they make that you fuck with. Because Anderson's is like a whole different vibe. It's like completely.
It's a West Coast
it's a
happy hippie
yeah,
vibe.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is like Toronto trap, you know?
Yeah. I can
It's
agree with
winter
that.
here, so we dark as fuck right now.
Yeah.
You
We need that
dark as
emotional
fuck?
music right
that's
now.
Dark as fuck. I'm dark as fuck. I need
Yeah.
some sunscreen.
So, I do like this project, but I don't think it's better than the first one. Out of 14 songs, I like maybe 6.
I like the nap track.
If you like the Nav track, go to the first one and listen to that Nav one. That
Nav
one
has
is
another song on
fire.
that. Oof. Shout out Rexdale again.
That one is fire.
Hey man, Brampton mans love Nav.
Bali,
They go
that's
off.
what it's called.
Bali?
It's like one of their biggest songs.
True.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Gotta give it a listen on the drive home.
I'll just, because I don't really have anything else to say. Shout out to these guys. Super dope project. First one is dope as well. Go listen to it if you haven't. I would give it a 3 out of 5. And actually, hold on.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a keep. It's not a repeat for me.
I wrote it on the doc and he just decided to stay with it.
No, it's fine. 3 out of 5 and a keep.
No, for me, I listened to it only once through and I liked it a lot. I enjoyed it. I honestly thought that we're gonna get into the other albums that came out this week and during
Actually,
the
hold
week.
on. Sorry to cut you off.
Okay.
I just looked at the
Better make
doc.
sure it's a good cutoff.
I looked at the doc and I gave Tee Grizzley a 3. I can't give this one a 3. I'm gonna go with 2.5.
You're gonna make me do all this work now
I'm
to
gonna
delete
go
all
with
that?
2.5 because I wanted to keep it consistent. You know, I don't think it's as good as the Tee. I'm comparing it to the other one.
So that's the problem we're having. We gotta compare. Just look at it as an album to pretend like you're listening to it the first time. And what do you give it?
2.5.
Okay then. Okay.
It's coming off the
Hated to love a
comparison,
dog.
but
Okay, so
sorry to cut you off. Go.
anyways, hey man, I made the statement. I said that this was the best album, and I already gave Anderson 4 out of 5, but 2.5 out of 5. Okay, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I like this album. It's definitely. Okay. I can't wait to listen to the next one. I can't listen to the old one.
Yeah, go.
Okay,
I'm curious to see what you're gonna think of that one.
is that the first 5 I'm gonna give then?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't want to influence your rating, but go.
Y'all getting me? Y'all tripping me out now. You're giving this a 2.5, and okay, I'm gonna cut to it.
Stand by your statements.
Stand by my statement. 4 out of 5.
You need diversity up in this bitch.
4. What diversity? Okay then. 4.
I mean, we do have a Persian man, an Asian man, and a brown man. So.
Oh, y'all already giving my identity away. Okay, 4 out of 5. Repeat.
All right. Hey man, everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
This is Canada after all.
Kev.
I didn't listen to it, so I had to abstain.
Okay. I don't know if I want to get into this Creed 2 soundtrack.
Creed 2 comes out.
No, we got
Soon.
it. We've been talking about the movie, and I got some things to say about this, but I want to hear you guys first.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun.
Okay.
Ivan Drago.
Just because we have other topics to get into,
We'll keep it short.
Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about it. It was super average.
Average as fuck, I know.
I thought it'd be a lot better than
Yep.
it was. But with that being said, with these soundtracks, some of the songs that you listen to and you think it's okay, when you see it in the actual movie,
It's not gonna be in the movie. I'm telling you right now. There's only like 3
Most
songs
of them
that's
don't make it.
None of them make it. Like this is the big problem that I have when people make soundtracks for movies, especially when the Black Panther Kendrick Lamar made that soundtrack for Black Panther. The songs only came like at the end during the end credits. That I don't get.
That's
Someone
when
someone might
most of
need to
them come.
clear this up for me, but. During that whole Black Panther movie, I was like, "Ooh, like I heard all those music. Like, hey man, that's African music. I respect it. I listen to Bollywood music sometimes. Hey, give me a break. All right, but no, definitely. I don't know how that works out, but I'm guaranteeing there's probably 4 or 5 songs that's gonna be in this album for sure. In this movie, I mean that is.
I'll just rate it real quick before
Just get
Kevin
it done.
gets into his bag.
Yeah.
Bro, I would give this a 2 out of 5, and it's a delete for me. I know the movie's gonna be a lot better than the soundtrack, so.
Keith, what about you?
Man, I can't remember some of the. No, there's definitely some songs that I'm gonna have to keep on a playlist for sure.
Yeah, there's good songs.
Yeah, there's good songs on there. You definitely. We talked about this a few weeks ago. I think it was last week when we were saying that this album is one of those albums where you're gonna want to bump to it in the gym when you're working out for sure. But there are like 4 or 5 songs that you definitely want to keep on a separate playlist. But overall, it was underwhelmed. It was very average. I was kind of let down by it, but I would give it a 2.5 out of 5. I would keep it though, just because of the songs that I would want to listen to and keep it on my separate playlist.
Yeah, I would put it as a keep too. I lied.
I mean, my thoughts are pretty consistent. I thought you guys would go a different direction, to be honest. But yeah, it was trash, man. I was so disappointed. But I was talking to our boy Vinny, and he brought up a point. Like, what do you expect? Mike Will made it.
Pun intended.
No, but
Mike Will is dope, but
Mike
I
Will
can
is
see
dope
I
on
can see what he's
individual
saying.
tracks. He can't put together a body of work. And that's the conclusion I've come to. Because you look at this roster, this is a fucking crazy roster. You've got Young Thug, Sway Lee, Nas, Rick Ross, J. Cole, Gucci Mane, ASAP, Crime Mob, well, Crime Mob's whatever, but Lil Wayne.
Wait, Cole is on this?
Yes. See? You didn't even take it in. That's how fucking average this is. That's how below average
Wait,
this
what
project
song?
was.
Oh, I see. That song is dope, actually. No.
Nah. Not even.
Exposed him,
Super-
Kev. Exposed.
Underutilized J. Cole.
I listened to this thing one time and I just moved on to the other projects.
Yeah, I listened to this on. I shuffled it. I didn't want to play from the beginning. I shuffled it
I
because I
wasn't
knew.
gonna waste my time.
I knew.
It was just not a good use of the roster and access to talent that he had. And the way he put it together, it's just like, even as a soundtrack for a movie, it's pretty trash. Like, this does not sound like a boxing soundtrack to me.
Shit, this man needs another
Wait,
episode.
Cole is on this? What the fuck?
Cole's on this.
Like, that's exactly what it is. It was so underwhelming, you didn't even notice that there were talented people on here.
I know we're shitting on it though, but there's definitely like some songs that are good on here. But as
And
an
I don't deny
overall
it.
project,
I don't deny it.
Yeah.
I think out of the 15 tracks, I'll still fuck with maybe 4 of them. So with that being said, this is probably like a 1.5.
Yo, I always
I'm trashing it. Delete it.
I always compare
It's a
this
first, ladies and gentlemen.
to like the shooting percentage. Like take the 15, see how many you like from it, compare it to someone's shooting percentage, and then that way you can see like how good the album is.
Either way, I think this movie's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, the movie's gonna be definitely better than the soundtrack.
Let's hope so.
Wait, did we even ask? Who do y'all think Michael B. Jordan's the new Denzel?
I think so.
I think I agree, but who is the one? Somebody in the comments said somebody else.
He's like
Idris Elba, yeah.
And I think I wouldn't be mad at that either.
Yeah. But Idris is one
UK, bro.
Yeah, he's sort of
He's
in his
UK,
own lane.
bruv.
Like he doesn't do those movies that people are talking about him trying to be in the new James Bond, and
Yeah.
obviously the creator of James Bond saying he can't be a black guy. But honestly,
I'm all for a black guy being
They
James
made
Bond.
Spider-Man Hispanic or black or something, didn't they?
that's Miles Morales. That's a difference. It's not Peter Parker.
It's Spider-Man though.
But it is Spider-Man, but it's not Peter Parker. Okay. Would you be mad if someone made Superman black?
Nah, it'd be funny as hell.
I mean,
But honestly,
I wouldn't be mad. No,
Would you be
What
like,
black
what the hell?
dude do you know grew up in a farming?
Black
family?
mans even say Superman, leave that man white, bro. Trust me.
I've heard that actually.
Do not even change
I've
Superman. He is
actually
white.
heard
Batman is white too. Leave those mans alone.
Listen,
I would honestly be cool with Idris Elba being. That would be so sick.
new
I
James
think.
Bond?
James Bond, bro. Daniel Craig is signed out already since the last one. So.
But is he gonna be 007 or he's another agent?
no, he's 007. He can't. What do you
Nah,
mean?
then that can't work. Like
Why can't that work?
007's been white this whole time. How can he just magically become black?
Magically become.
Different universe,
Bro,
man.
it's like no, it's not like a continuous story. Even though Spectre sort of touches
That's the
on.
same thing as Superman just becoming black. Because it's the same thing.
No, it's not. It's not.
But
How can
007's
they-
also just the title.
007 is just every director has their own approach to how they're gonna, whether it's Sean Connery, Pierce Brosnan, and any of those mans that get into this role. It's a different universe, and like even with Daniel Craig, they sort of touched upon his past in Spectre, I think it was. So I don't know how that's gonna blend, but they can definitely like just change the whole aspect of James Bond. I think Idris Elba would be refreshing coming off what we saw with the last one. I can't remember the last one's movie with Christoph Waltz. That movie was trash. I was expecting it to be a lot better. Christoph Waltz coming off Django, man, that would have been so sick, but underwhelming in regards to like the villain.
Hold on.
Creed 2 still.
Wait, hold on.
I don't know how we got to Christoph Waltz.
Before we go into the movie shit, I just have a few projects I want to shout out, and then just to close out the whole like music segment of the podcast. So, True Life, he dropped Walking on Water. Roddy Rich, if that's how you say his name, Feed the Streets 2. Jacquees and Birdman dropped Lost at Sea 2. Ionis, Direction EP. Katori Walker, 1 Minute of Your Time EP. And Jaden Smith dropped The Sunset Tapes.
I listened to it. I liked it.
All of those projects.
Sounded like Joji. Like
Jaden Smith one was super dope.
yeah,
It
I liked
surprised
it.
me.
Yeah, it was good.
Check those out. Shout out to those guys. Super dope project. They all deserve their own time, but due to time restrictions, we don't really have time to get into it, so I'm just gonna shout them out. But going back to the movies, Breaking Bad. You seen that post where they're saying they're gonna make a movie and tie it into the series?
How do you make... I don't know how this is going to pan out. What did they say exactly? Did they say, oh, we're going to take the 6 seasons that we did and make it into one 2-hour
Hold on,
and 15-minute movie?
No, it's really vague what they posted. I'm gonna read it for you real quick.
Because that would make no sense. Unless they're making a separate movie and a
No, you know what I
same
think
universe.
it is?
Yeah.
It's such a well-received TV show that I feel like they just put this out there to hype the fans up.
Hype the fans, or it's just a money grab. Because AMC
This is what it said.
running out of ideas.
It said it has been confirmed that Breaking Bad creator Vince is working
Vince
on
Vaughn, yeah.
more.
No, but not Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn is a song.
Yeah.
That's
said
another
Vince
man.
Gilligan is working on a new film that ties to the series. That's it.
That ties to the series. So it's not Bryan Cranston and whatever that other dude is.
That could be fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because look at Better Call Saul.
Better Call
right?
Saul is a great.
I gotta watch that. I gotta watch
That's
that.
super dope. It's
Well
not,
written.
Yeah, it's
you
not
guys wanna
completely
watch.
related,
No, that
but it
guy-
ties into the series.
That guy's a good writer. I don't know if it's gonna be good. I don't know because this series it's so done so well because it's a TV show. Because it's so hard to compress what you're trying to get out into 2.5 hours as opposed to 6 seasons, which is
Yeah.
like 1,000 hours and whatnot. I don't know how many hours, but
we gotta stay tuned to see what happens.
I gotta say this about Vince Gilligan though. He's very good at staying within.
1,000 hours a lot still.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, Vince is very good at keeping to taking a bunch of themes and distilling them, and then spreading that out across an episodic series like Breaking Bad over 5 seasons or 3 seasons or whatnot.
Yeah.
And I think the world that he's painted in Breaking Bad is deep enough and rich enough that you can pull from 1 or 2 characters and make full-length films or full-length TV series out of them. Look at Saul, right? They pulled 3 seasons out of it, and it's still a great fucking show.
Yeah.
You see how
You should check it out.
they mirror so if you haven't seen Better Call Saul, they take the theme of Breaking Bad, taking a good guy, an overall good guy, and then watching him slip and fall through this sort of slippery slope, and they apply that formula to Saul, and it works well, and it ties in very well.
Creed 2 we already talked about. Quickly, RIP to Stan Lee.
Yeah.
He's been responsible for a lot of dope characters,
man.
a lot of dope movies and shows.
Listen, he has definitely a great influence, but hey man, no one showed this much love to Jack Kirby. Who knows who Jack Kirby is?
I don't know who that is.
Is it DC or Marvel?
He's both.
He's both, right?
He's in both. So
It's the social media era, man. When someone passes away, it's all over
when
the
someone
place.
passes away,
He
especially
co-created with Stan Lee.
he co-created with Stan Lee, but he died late. I don't know what year, but before any of this took off. But Stan Lee was definitely an inspiration to many people. And Bill Maher, I don't know what Bill Maher was saying.
my.
What was that man saying? What,
But that's his thing. He just tries to be provocative.
Yeah,
now. I think he was better early in his early
Clickbait.
days. He fell off.
Yeah, it's clickbait, but no, definitely Stanley was amazing. He influenced so many people throughout the world, man, with his comics. And even though he was one of the reasons why Marvel almost tanked and went bankrupt after selling to Disney, Disney did an amazing job trying to turn around that franchise. And hey, man, that's how he was able to get in all these cameos, even get a cameo in the new Spider-Man video game. So, hey, man.
Shout out to him.
Shout out.
Rest in peace.
That
Rest
man
in
lived a
peace.
nice life. 95 years?
Yeah.
Whew.
Very
Yeah.
successful legacy.
I'm probably
For
going to
sure.
die in like a couple weeks.
Don't say that.
The way
man.
I'm drinking.
Just to wrap up the whole movie topics, I saw the trailer for Robin Hood. I know Keith has his own opinions. I'm kind of
Taylor Eggert, what's the name?
I don't
Egerton or
know.
whatever.
The
Kingsman
British man
kid.
from Kingsman, and Jamie Foxx.
That
It
man
looked
would've
kind of
made-
cool. It has
Wait, who
action.
does Jamie Foxx play?
He's basically like
Sorcerer?
He's like
what?
he was his enemy to begin with, but then he turns into his mentor and just trains him and shit. That's what I got from the trailer. But I'm gonna watch it.
How many Robin Hood movies do we need?
Yo, how many Spider-Man movies do we need? How many times do we gotta see Peter Parker get bit by the spider? How many times do we gotta see Batman's parents die in the beginning of the movie? We all know.
Agreed, but still, Robin Hood is a pretty consecutive story. There's so many different stories with Batman, like Long Halloween. There's all these types of Killing Joke, everything.
What they said was like they put like a more modern twist to it.
Yeah, this is definitely
Obviously,
like King Arthur.
Yeah, it's part of
definitely like King Arthur.
Yeah.
So whatever.
The trailer looked good, like it's supposed to. So I'm gonna probably watch it and see how it is. And I was gonna talk about the Pikachu movie, but fuck that. I'll just leave it alone.
Hey man, Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, that's a little weird, man. What are you doing?
It's like Ted. It's like Ted all over again.
I really hope it works, but I just feel really weird about
the trailer looked kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
The Pokemon look kind of. Did y'all see what Psyduck looked like?
I seen.
Psyduck looks fucked up, bro. That man looks high as fuck.
I feel like it's gonna be like because Ryan Reynolds we seen from Deadpool.
Charizard even looks bad. Sorry, I'm going.
Brings that like comedic twist to it.
Yeah, he does.
So.
It's a kids movie, so you won't get the Deadpool Ryan Reynolds, obviously.
No,
but
for sure.
I'm still gonna watch it. Just
I think
for
I'll watch it.
nostalgia's
Too.
sake,
Yeah,
but I'm
fucking
still
Pokemon, bro.
a little wary about this project.
It's Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Gotta catch them all.
Alright. Coming off a quick piss break. You know, man's gotta take a leak.
Like the LA Leakers, yo.
Yes, sir. Wrapping up our movie topics, let's transition to some NBA talk. Starting off with Kyrie Irving. Did you guys see the thing where he threw the ball into the stands when Jamal Murray was trying to get 50 points?
What's that about?
So he had his career high 48 points and they were up like double digits. The game was over. There were only a few seconds left on the clock, and usually like anyone would just run the clock and let the game go, right? He tried to shoot a deep three to get 50 points or 51, and then Kyrie was pissed after the game and grabbed the game ball and threw it in the stands, and he's like, he doesn't deserve to get that game ball. It deserves to go into the stands.
You know what happened to the ball, right?
The kid returned it.
The kid returned the ball.
I know.
I would have ran.
Yeah, take that ball.
I would have taken it.
Kyrie was right for that. He got fined for it, but no, like, what are you doing? You're up by this. Have some, like, dignity when it comes to, like, playing the game, right? This is why we play. Come on, bro. Like, even, well, LeBron is fault at this, too. He was going for 50 as well.
But LeBron, okay, I watched that game. It happened a few days ago. LeBron had a shot clock running down, and he had to shoot it. The game was over, I agree.
Yeah.
But the shot clock was running down. He had to shoot it.
I seen a clip of him telling Luke Walton to keep me in.
I know. He was going for 50 for sure. But I think it's a whole different scenario, and I just wanted to see if you guys agree with what Kyrie said and what he did. And I completely agree.
I agree, yeah.
You got 48 points. Be grateful. That's already a lot.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Seriously.
The game was over. You beat him by double digits. There was no need for go for that extra basket.
Definitely not. That's pretty...
At the same time, you're not here to be nice. This is your legacy at the end of the day, right? So if you're trying to cement that extra stat, I don't blame him for it.
48 or 50, 51 points, like, it doesn't make a big difference to me. It was his career high regardless.
It doesn't, but it does, because the 50 is a different threshold, right? It's a psychological thing. It's a very human thing, right? But everyone talks about how many 50-point games you have, not how many 48-point games you have. So it matters.
I feel you.
I understand.
If someone did that to me, I'd be cheese too. I would kick the ball into the freaking stand.
I'd be cheese, yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy Butler got traded to Philly.
It is what it is, man.
So what I gotta say in regards to that is the best team in the East. Has your opinion changed? Are they on the come up? What do you guys think?
I think they're going to be a team to fear when it comes to the playoffs. For me, I'm not someone that is messing around with what's happening on the regular season side of it. So regular season doesn't really matter to me. I really am
You're
more...
a bum.
Hey, man. Don't matter. Kobe said it best.
Like
I think Kobe said it where regular season don't matter. It's about the playoffs.
Yeah, but still.
It's like, oh, you want 3 games.
So you just don't watch basketball for 82 games and then just start watching
I
the
watch
playoffs?
highlights. I watch highlights. Hey, man. You're calling 2 mans out right now.
This is facts.
Hey, man. It's 2v1 right now.
Listen, man, it's 48 minutes with commercials, like an hour and a half, and there's way too many games.
I'm
like
glad
2
you
hours,
said
bro.
that. Yo, they need to cut the commercials, man. Soccer makes so much money, and all they do is take a break at half.
Listen,
play 45
but
minutes straight.
Do you know how much money the NBA is making after this new TV deal they made like a couple years ago?
Yo,
It's
just
crazy.
reduce
They have to-
the timeouts per half or per quarter just by one.
There's too
It'll
much money
make
in
a
it.
huge difference.
Too much money in it. They're making too much money. The NBA
They're
is the
being
best
greedy,
sport.
man.
But listen,
That's all. This all.
Soccer has scale. NBA doesn't have the same audience that soccer does. So soccer, FIFA can get away with putting banner ads on the side of the stadium, and
NBA
because
has
it's
that
so
too.
zoomed out, you're always looking at those ads.
Yo, NBA has that too on the side. They advertise on the side. They advertise at the top of the arena. That shit that spins around.
It's
Come
different,
on, man.
It's different.
The games would be so much shorter if there weren't as many timeouts and commercial breaks.
This is why
I
we play.
agree.
And if you attend games, they have this bullshit ass thing called referee timeouts. And
Referees need to sit down, man. Those men are old as fuck.
It's strictly for commercial purposes. They say referee timeouts, but I've been to games where the referee didn't need a timeout
Hey
for
man,
nothing.
some of those refs need some icy hot on them knees after them running.
Yo.
Trust me.
So, just going back to the best team in the East topic, today I looked at the standing and I was actually surprised because I thought I knew what was going on, but I didn't. I'll tell you what's happening.
Toronto's top, right?
In the East, Toronto's first.
Milwaukee.
Indiana's third.
Indiana's third, eh?
Philly's fourth.
Okay.
Detroit is fifth.
Yeah.
Orlando's sixth. Boston is all the way at 7.
Jeez.
That's the big shot.
Take into consideration how Dwayne Casey came back into town and just fucked us up.
I know, and he was dancing and so fucking happy.
That
After
was.
the game.
How the hell did they blow that lead, bro?
I know.
Like Toronto
Raptors are infamous for blowing leads, bro.
I guarantee you, the playoffs, man. That's all I care about. With this new look that they're having, I hope to God that they do something with this.
So
team.
with the standing, obviously, like it's just the beginning of the season. Everyone's trying to figure it out. But today, I just looked at this because I was curious to see what was going on, and I was completely shocked. And then just switching conference, let me tell you what's happening in the West. Take a guess. Who's first?
I want to say it's not Golden State.
Okay, I'll just tell it because I don't want to waste time. Portland is first.
Okay.
Clippers are second.
Say word Portland's first.
Portland's first. Clippers are second. Memphis is third. Golden State is fourth.
What?
OKC, Denver, New Orleans, Lakers. Houston is ninth. Spurs are 11th.
This is what I'm talking about. The regular season does not matter. When you're going up in the playoffs, that's when it counts. That's when all these mans who are resting throughout the season come out and they show what they can do. This is what the playoffs is for. This regular season shit, watching all these games, is just a whole bunch of crap. As long as you make top 8 in whatever conference you're in, bro, go to work. You already know Golden State's getting the ring.
Home court advantage.
Don't matter. For some of these teams, they
four.
don't need home
they
court.
don't.
They don't. It's not about that. Some teams they might, but I highly doubt that. You come to play the game, you got to know how to play the game right. So Golden State's gonna win this no matter what. If they place 8th, doesn't matter. With the team that they're having, they have enough man to rest on the bench, rest games, get ready for the playoffs. They know what they're doing. They have the formula, so it's gonna be good.
I agree. I feel like they've been resting players more, especially in the last few seasons.
The thing is, like, with the standings, is too early, you know? They haven't even played, like, 20 games, or they're just over 20 games played, right? They have, like, 60 games left to play, so I'm sure the standings is going to change, like, drastically. With regards to Golden State, I saw a ridiculous stat. Without Steph Curry, they're 22-22, something like that. It's not an accurate number. With Curry, they're like 240 to like 30 something or 40 something.
Listen, that guy makes an impact. Like,
Huge impact. He's been sitting the last few games and they've been losing. They're on a losing streak right now.
He's sick. That's all I gotta say.
So, just talking about Golden State, Charles Barkley was saying how KD is the reason that the Warriors are a dynasty.
Let's get this straight. Draymond coming after KD and Chuck talking about it.
This guy's jumping topic
Man,
to
we
topic, man.
Fuck the topics, man. I'm here to talk. Listen, Draymond, what the fuck were you doing taking up that ball up down the court? What were you thinking? Like, you're the one who called KD to come over after y'all blow a 3-1 lead to a full, healthy Cleveland Cavaliers team because y'all bitches. Y'all need KD on your team who also blew a 3-1 lead in the playoffs.
You saw the video, right?
What video?
The one where Draymond turned the ball over.
Yeah, I seen that video. He's like, what was that man doing?
The center they had, I don't know what his name is, that guy was wide open in the paint. If Draymond didn't turn the ball over, he would have seen him.
KD was right on his left.
I know, I seen
Tossed
it too.
the ball over to the man.
I would have gave the ball to KD, but...
Bro, you're not meant for this. You are 5th option, at best.
Listen,
you're not the one
I
to pass the
agree
ball to.
I agree he should have passed the ball to KD,
But
he was trying to make a play, and I kind of seen what he was trying to do, and he fucked up.
He fucked up bad.
Yeah.
And he pissed off KD, their best player on the team.
So is he leaving?
I don't know, man. I can't speak on that, but
That's too little for him to be leaving.
yeah, KD is right for, getting mad and calling him out, and, obviously it going into the locker room and having heated debate where, Draymond was calling him a bitch. I don't know how you can call that man a bitch, even though he's kind of a bitch, but...
So, KD's brother put this on his IG.
Oh, what does KD's brother have to say now?
He said, "True colors ain't hard to see when someone is mad. It's much more clear now, LOL." And then he deleted it, I think, afterwards.
What's up with people posting shit just to get it out for people to see and then deleting it?
Hey, man. That's the era.
keep it
He
up
said
there.
that without really thinking about the consequences. And he's
Or
like,
did he?
Fuck.
Or did he?
Maybe, but that's a brother shit to do,
Let's talk about your man, bro.
Who's my... yeah.
Let's talk about your man. Melo got dropped. The fuck's going on?
Yo, I modeled my game after Melo.
Stay mellow.
Stay
He ain't
Melo.
mellow right now. He's having panic attacks and anxiety attacks right
Yo,
now.
man, he's going to Australia. He might play for them. But no.
Where do you think he's going?
What's the best option for him? Washington?
Next Stephon Marbury. Go to
Washington?
China.
So, this is what I heard. A few weeks ago, or maybe last week, Kyrie Irving said that their team is in need of a veteran to kind of like talk to the younger guys and encourage them.
No.
Is he going to Boston?
No.
Is he going to LA to play with LeBron?
Don't go to Boston. That'll just fuck all of that shit up. Jason Tatum is a fucking beast. He doesn't need fucking Melo. Be like, why do you need Melo to tell you about how he made the playoffs once? Like, what do you need a veteran for?
That's what I was gonna say. Melo has no postseason experience. What are you gonna do?
Train with Kobe, man. You don't need.
So
Melo.
what? Jason Tatum? Who are you talking
Jason
about?
Tatum.
Okay, yeah, bro. That
Yeah.
man is light skinned Mamba. Okay, he's doing his work. He's putting his minutes in the gym, hours in the gym. He knows what he's doing. We don't need Melo to come in and fuck all this shit up.
I'm curious to see if he's gonna get picked up by a team, and if he is, like,
I feel like Washington seems like Washington's all.
Speaking about Washington, easy transition to the next topic. They said they're ready to blow up the team and trade John Wall and Bradley Beal.
I would like to pick up Bradley Beal still.
Should the Raptors pick up Bradley Beal?
They should pick up Bradley
John
Beal.
Wall.
Why do we need John Wall?
Get rid of Lowry? What do you mean? Lowry's trash.
Lowry is okay in regards to our offense.
Lowry versus John Wall.
Change. John
Lowry
Wall is a
versus
better
John Wall.
point guard.
Lowry versus John Wall.
John Wall is a better point guard than Lowry. But in regards to our offense and the way that Nick's what's his name? What's our coach's name? I don't even fucking name. Whatever that man is trying to set Nick Nurse, how he sets up our offense works perfectly with what Kyle Lowry is. Adding John Wall, that's another factor that's going to want the ball a lot, and he wants to put up those numbers. Bradley Beal is one of those options you can just pass the ball to. And
John Wall's not even putting up crazy numbers. He can do what Kyle Lowry's doing for the Raptors right now, but
what's it going to cost? What's it going to cost us when we try to get him? If we can get Bradley Beal for some like players like Siakam or like something like that, that would be such a great
Siakam
asset.
Is nice though.
Siakam player of the week, right? East player of the week. But hey, man, this is a business. This is our final year where we can actually make a run for it, and if we can add Bradley Beal to the arsenal of players that we
don't
have,
need Beal though.
Beal would be awesome.
Danny Green.
Get rid of Norman Powell. Get Beal to come on, start, and Green to come off the bench. That would be sick.
Danny Green is pretty solid.
Danny Green is good, but Bradley Beal or Danny Green right now? Thank you.
No. Listen, Bradley Beal hasn't even been playing well this season. So right now, I would take Danny Green because Danny Green plays his role. He doesn't need the ball. He'll just chill, wait for the ball to get kicked out. He'll shoot the three. And
even
that's what
defensively too?
Defensively, he's good. He's not bad.
I don't think he's better than Bradley Beal.
He played on the Spurs.
He played on the Spurs in a system that they set up so that they can do well on defense. That's why.
Still,
he was meant on that team. He worked well with that system.
I want to see what they're going to do.
Anyways, I want Bradley Beal.
If you guys go back and listen to some of the episodes, I thought that Washington was going to be top 3 teams in the East, but they're garbage right now, and they're ready to just.
That's because they don't have the Polish hammer.
Yeah, whatever. Moving on. So All-Star game, the draft. They're going to televise.
That's hilarious. If any of y'all seen the NHL draft, that shit was funny as fuck. Y'all know about the NHL draft?
No.
Go on.
Fuck the NHL. Fuck hockey.
Yo, hockey is an actual sport.
What do you mean it's an actual sport?
Mans don't like flop and end up in the second row of the stands because
So?
someone just touched their arm or something. Okay, listen. When it came to the NHL draft, mans were actually it was. I don't think they should televise it. It's gonna be kind of awkward because the way the NHL draft was,
Wait, are you talking about the actual draft, or is this
they
the
did
All-Star
an
game
All-Star draft. All-Star
Okay.
draft. They had their own All-Star draft where they drafted players, and eventually there was that one person. Oh, it's the last person, right? And it was kind of funny because it was Phil Kessel. Anyways, they took people who were already chosen were taking pictures of the guy sitting by himself in an empty draft slot. So, and the fucked up part was the person who was picked last got a car. I think it was a Nissan or something.
So
It was like, what the
compensate
fuck?
for the fact that you got-
compensate for the fact that you got picked last. You're getting a car.
I know what you're saying in regards to like the last pick and how it might be awkward, but I think it's a pretty fresh idea. How, first of all, there is a draft because there wasn't really a draft before, and even if there was, it was kind of behind the scenes and nobody really knew what was going on. And it was always the East versus West.
Yeah.
Last year was the first
Yeah, it was
year
LeBron
they
versus
changed
Steph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this year they're gonna do the same thing, but they're gonna televise it. So I think it's because like to keep it the same for so many years, it gets boring, it gets repetitive, it gets predictable. So I like this fresh new idea that they have.
You remember when NBA TNT made that draft with Chuck and all? I think they should do it something like that.
It'll be
That would
so
be cool.
funny,
Don't bring the players. It'll make it so awkward for the person that's last and people who are not being chosen.
No, I think there's
Yeah.
going to be two captains, and then they'll have
Yeah.
a list of players, and then they'll choose like that. The actual players that are being chosen aren't going to be there.
No, yeah, definitely. That's the way they should do it.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
All right, just to wrap up the NBA topic.
LeBron James.
Shout out to LeBron James, arguably the GOAT, greatest of all time, but we'll leave that debate till later. Passed Will Chamberlain on the all-time scoring list. He's number 5 now. But yeah, shout out to that man.
We're gonna play Will Chamberlain by they, just in honor of that.
Nice.
Okay, then.
All right, moving on. Just talk about music before we wrap up the podcast. Again, sorry for going over our usual time. We had 2 weeks worth of topics to cover. So first thing,
You're welcome.
first things
How
first.
many shots? How many shots are we in right now?
Drake dropped "Take Care" 7 years ago. Okay, and what I want to say is, was that his best album? If not, what do you think is his best album in your opinion?
Keith.
Fuck, man. Was that his best album? I don't think that was his best album.
So what do you think is his best album? I knew this conversation would be nice.
This one would be nice.
So I think Drake has a lot of underrated albums. Like, I'm a huge Drake fan.
I think he has a lot of overrated albums, man.
Yeah, no, he has a lot of overrated albums.
Okay, the only overrated one to me is Scorpion and More Life.
I think
Views.
nothing was the same. I think it's his best
Views
album.
is nice.
Views is super overrated.
Yo, Views is nice.
Nothing was the same.
Nothing was the same, and Take Care are the ones that come up in the conversation of whether Drake has a classic album or not, right?
Yeah.
Nothing Was the Same was a better body of work.
Then Take Care.
Take Care had
yeah.
skippable tracks.
Yeah.
Nothing Was the Same was much more complete, and
I
there
like
was a
that.
big,
Pound
better
cake.
range.
For me, it's a tie between Take Care and Nothing Was the Same, but I have to lean a little bit towards Nothing Was the Same, even though I love Take Care.
That's an album that I go back to listen to, and
Same.
Take Care is not one of those albums I'm going to listen to.
Drake's.
Agreed. I haven't gone back to Take Care
Yeah.
in probably 2 years.
Yeah. Pound Cake? Oof.
Plus, like, he
Is
got
there
a lot.
Wu-Tang on there too? The Wu-Tang Forever?
Jay-Z. Wu-Tang Forever is Nothing Was the Same.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's what it is.
What was I gonna say? What's that album called? If you're reading This Is Too Late,
That's a fire album. It's
super
not a
underrated.
classic, but
No, it's not a
fire.
classic. Super underrated. That's what I was gonna
What's
say.
the one with Future?
What a time to be
Trash.
alive.
What a time- yeah.
Yo, it's not trash.
Jumpman.
It's not trash.
Hey, man. Six God.
You gotta take it for what it is. They made that album in like a week.
Lou Will.
Yeah, man. 6 man like Lou.
Future killed him on that album.
Did he?
Oh, whoa. I don't agree with that.
No, Drake
No
did his
way.
thing.
That is not Drake's lane.
Drake carried Future.
Future bodied him on that in terms of the type of songs they were trying to make.
What the fuck is that man saying? That man sound like he got
Super
marbles in his mouth. What is that guy saying? I'm done with Future.
Even though I say that, I gotta say that was a forgettable album.
That
one's forgettable.
It's got
Views
tracks.
is forgettable.
Yeah, I agree.
Scorpion's forgettable. More Life's
Scorpion.
forgettable.
Yo,
Yeah.
if you've been listening to us till now, I really want to hear your thoughts. If you're a Drake fan, what you think his best album is, and if he has
What's his worst?
Yeah, what's his worst? What's his best? And even if you think he has a classic album or not, and let us know what that is. So, Meek Mill, speaking about Drake, Meek Mill's dropping his album November 30, man. I'm super excited.
Can't wait.
November 30, it's gonna be fire. Smoke Dogg, rest in peace, is also dropping his album November 30. So,
True.
Are you guys waiting to hear that or what?
I wasn't even checking for Smoke Dogg at the start. I mean, Trap House was a fire song, and Count It Up, right? Salute to Vinny. That was a fire song, but...
Shout out Vinny.
Vinny X Productions.
So I saw this list of artists that are dropping a project before 2019. So I'm just going to read some of these guys and see if you're excited to hear any of them. JID, he's dropping next week, I think.
JID is slept on. I think he's big, but he's at a point where not everybody knows him yet, and everybody should.
I don't know him.
So I don't know if this is true, if all of these guys are actually dropping, but they were supposed to at one point. So JID, Offset, Lil Baby, Ice Cube, Meek Mill, we already said. 21 Savage, I think that one's for sure.
I heard the 21 Savage one is dope.
Yeah,
but we're hearing from industry men, so we gotta see when it comes out, because industry men don't know shit.
They hype it up. Little Uzi, Gucci, Kanye said he's gonna need more time. Kodak Black, Jaden already dropped, Anderson already dropped, Mike will already drop, and A Boogie. I'm excited to hear what A Boogie has.
Did you guys listen to the Jaden album?
I
don't
did.
have to do a proper review.
I did.
I just want to...
You should listen
I liked
to
it.
It's pretty
I
dope.
couldn't get through it.
Really?
Really?
I listened to just over half the album, and I'm just like...
Did you start from the top or from the bottom?
Top to bottom.
Yo,
I
thought
Plastic.
it was good.
Better Things was good too.
Soho, the first song, Calabasas
Soho was
freestyle.
okay, and then it was just all downhill from there.
I like those
Plastic
Some of
songs.
these mainstream melodies, but he's not executing on them well.
Yo, he does what Kanye did on 808 and Heartbreak. If you listen to the way Kanye uses autotune on that album and the way he does his melodies, he does the exact same thing on this album. When I was listening to it, I was like, holy shit, this is Kanye, what Kanye was doing on 808.
It ain't it for me, man. But I'll finish the album before I continue. This is what
I gotta say about Jaden. His delivery needs to get better, because sometimes I feel like he's a little monotone. He's like using the same tone when he raps, and his voice doesn't really go up and down, doesn't fluctuate. He uses
even his bars, they're nothing special.
Yeah, I mean, he's young. I think he has potential. He's super creative and artistic.
He's talented.
I wasn't a big fan of Jaden. Like, Sire, was that his other album? Like,
Sire was way better.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
So I listened to that and I was like, okay, I can see the potential, but I don't get it yet. With this album, I'm starting to understand. I'm not 100% there yet, but I'm starting to understand. Because a lot of people give him props for it. Oh, shit. This wasn't even on the docket, but it just popped into my mind. Did you guys see the video of Jaden on stage and what he said?
Nah, go on.
What about? Is it about
Tyler, the creator?
Oh my
He
God.
said Tyler, the creator, is my
His
boyfriend.
Yes. I don't know.
Is he
They say
bullshitting?
shit to be saying shit sometimes,
Pause.
Tyler, the creator, has already come out, said he's bisexual.
Is he actually, or I thought he was trolling?
Hey, man. He never came out and said I was trolling.
That's true. But
And Jaden Smith, if he's bi, hey, I won't be surprised.
that's true. That's true too.
He's
I don't know. I feel like they're doing it for attention, though.
yeah.
I have
Speaking
no
of
comment.
doing it for attention,
Speaking about doing it for attention.
for real.
Okay,
6ix9ine.
Okay.
That's not attention he wants.
So
Well, maybe.
maybe this is the thing. Maybe. So he did an interview with Breakfast Club, explaining how he fired his whole team, his management team, everybody, because they were stealing money from him. People were offering him like 100K for shows, and the managers and his booking people were saying, oh, they're only giving you like 60, and they were keeping the rest of the money to themselves.
True.
So he fired everybody, right? And then he was basically saying like, fuck that team, don't do business with them, whatever. And then right after that interview, boom, news comes out. He's in federal custody. He's facing racketeering and firearm charges. And then later today, they said how he could be facing 25 to life in prison.
Thank you.
But with all that being said, people are skeptical because they're like, yo, we all know this guy's King Troll, and his album comes out next week. So is this just part of the rollout?
I don't know how he can get into federal custody and then make this.
Because with his sexual assault case, was it sexual assault? The one with the
minor, yeah,
minor in his video. For sure, I thought he was gonna see at least 1 or 2 years.
At
in jail.
least, man.
He got nothing. He got let go with probation. He's on probation now.
He was a minor at the time too, though, wasn't he?
Was he 17 or something?
He was 17 or 18, and they're gonna take that closeness in age as a factor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, okay then. What did he get probation?
He got probation. He's on probation now.
What did he get? What was probation?
Like, you know what probation is.
Yeah, I know, but what did he get? Did he get like
how many years?
Yeah, like, well, is he like house arrest or what?
No, not house arrest. Probation is like you have to behave.
Okay.
You can't drink. You can't
then
smoke. You can't
parole officer
get into
coming
trouble.
over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, if if he's really doing this all for the rollout, that's pretty genius, and it's really hard to pull off.
I know.
But I don't think he planned to get arrested. Nobody plans to get arrested, right?
Yeah, I know. In that interview, Charlemagne and Envy were trying to tell him, like, yo, listen, you're a smart kid. Your music is kind of good. But no, that's what they said straight up. But they're like, yo, one thing you gotta do is you gotta stop all this bullshit. They're like, yo, the energy that you put out in the world is gonna come back and catch up to you. They're like,
It did.
Yeah,
I agree.
All the BS you're doing. And what I hated was that he kept brushing those comments off. He didn't really say, you know what, you're right.
He's young and he's been untouchable up to this point.
I know.
Right? I fuck with his music. Like, that shit goes hard in the gym.
Yeah.
And it's like good fight music, right? But like, it is. What else are you gonna do to it?
But you know what it is? I don't want to wish this upon anyone, but with this guy, he's young. If he gets a few years in jail, I feel like when he comes out, he's gonna be a totally different person and learn from the mistakes he's made. Yeah.
Let's hope that doesn't come to that. But I just think that he brings, like you said, he brings that type of negative energy to himself. Yeah. It's just going to bite you.
Charlemagne's like, yo, how can you expect to go to Chicago and go to Chief Keef's hood and sleep with people's baby mamas, do all of this kind of shit and expect, like, nothing to come back?
Everything has consequences.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of when.
Your actions, the words, everything has consequences.
What's that saying? What goes around comes around.
This is facts.
Yep. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. I mean, his album should be finished if it's about to come out next week. So even if he actually does get sentenced, I'm pretty sure the album's going to come out. And
is that album going platinum?
It has a lot of dope features.
It probably will.
It has a lot of dope features, man. I'm telling you.
Does it?
He puts numbers on the board.
Bro,
he really does.
It has a lot of dope features. Off the top of my head, Kanye is on there. Little Pump is on there. Gunna's on there. He has some dope features. I remember him talking about it.
I feel like 6ix9ine gets hated on somewhat part of it is justified. But I think, like, just on the music, he's onto something. He gets the energy. It's this anger and this youthful sort of like fuck everybody.
My problem with him is not with the music, even though I'm not a huge fan. It's with the antics and the bullshit that comes with the music.
He's a byproduct of this social media era.
He's a byproduct 50 Cent.
He is.
That's why 50 fucks with him so much. He told him, he's like, yo, I see like you and like I see me and you.
He's 50 on crack with
pause. Big pause. Man. I said I see me and you.
Yeah, eh?
Pause.
Alright.
That's it?
Yeah. What else is there?
Covered a lot of ground today, man.
We're on an hour and 16 minutes. Holy shit.
Hey, man. Thank you guys for listening. If you're a new listener, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Make sure you follow us on all platforms at Run It Back, RVN space IT space BACK. We end the podcast the same way every week. We pick a few songs each of upcoming R&B and hip-hop artists, and we play them at the end of the episode, and we add those picks to our playlist on Apple Music and Spotify. So if you haven't followed that playlist, make sure you follow it. We got a bunch of heat that you might have not heard of, so check that out. Also, we're on Spotify now, so if you're a Spotify user, check us out.
Yeah, we're also on YouTube as well. We upload on YouTube. Check us out. Spotify, Apple Music, Run It Back,
SoundCloud.
RVN, SoundCloud as well. RVN space IT space BACK. Run It Back. Check us out. Leave a like, share, hit that little bell. That's what the YouTube vloggers say now. They hit that little bell so you get a notification when we drop some heat. So no, just share us with your friends, see what they say, give us some opinions on what you want us to listen to, and, we'll do our best to provide the information you need to hear.
We really value your feedback, so let us know what's popping on the playlist and what's not, right? We really like to hear from you.
And the other thing is, like, these conversations that we have, at the end of the day, we want it to spark conversations with you among your group of friends. And we really want to hear some of that too, right? If you agree with us, let us know why you agree. And if you disagree with us, we want to hear that as well, right? So, again, you can DM us, comment on our IG or wherever. We want to hear from you. That's it.
That's good.
Till next week.
Peace.
Adios, muchacho.